G'day YouTube. So, I've had this sitting around for a little while now. It's an old HD18 angle grinder, 125mm. It's one of the early Milwaukee ones. She's an old deal. She was a bin job. But there might still be hope for it. Bit tight in there. I want to open it up and see what's going on inside. So let's do just that. We need, I think, a T20, so we'll grab one of those and I'll come back. Alright, so it's definitely a T20. Always take the battery out before you pull anything apart. Last thing you want is it starting accidentally. So you'll probably make a mess. I need to get one of those little drive extensions. I'll just see if I've got enough clearance for the electric screw gun to fix this. Now we're talking. Milwaukee, fixing Milwaukee. So it sounds like it could just be a bearing or something gone. It does still rotate as it's been. Wonder if she's just dried out from torturous use it's had from probably a plaster of what looks like. These screws are amazing. You can get them on the worst angles and still get them undone. Just like that. Alright. A couple of smaller, looks like there's a T10 or 15 down there. I got this set from Bunnings, King Chrome. Yep, so 10 in the tail. All the rest have been T20 so far. Shouldn't really be wasting my time fixing it up. It is just an old brushed grinder, but as a spare / one to leave out the shed, can't really say no. And we want the T20 for this deep one. That's the only reason I bought these, because they're Torx secure. Or Torx tamper proof, whatever you want to call it. Alrighty. None on that side. Like I'm giving fish, like crayfish, gutting advice. Just work your way down the back. There we go. We have got all the screws out, haven't we? Hate it when there's nasty surprise ones in there. Switch max out now. Rear bearing's spinning hard in its housing by the looks of things. That's the trick. These are recessed into the gear head. Alrighty, she's been hot. A lot of this melted looking craps because of that. Might just slip the screws back in the skin on one side. It might be able, top and bottom. We might actually be able to fire it up still. See, the bearing still moves. Oh, disengage the rotor. How have we done that? Oh, we'll see what happens when we put it back. Feels weird using a tool that's like half built. No rotatey. The best part about this, I got a second dead one. Let's pull the second one apart and see if we can't get one going out of the two. Alright, so after having a good look at the two of them, this one's casing's flogged out. I reckon the dust's killed that little bearing, which has made the armature and everything get hot and made it all work too hard. And that's what's been the death of this one. So what we're going to do, I'm just going to remove the armature first of all. Yeah, that bearing's all crunchy. She's dead. I've seen a lot of them do this. It's that tail end of this rotor. Gets fried hard. The gearbox on that one was mint though. It melts the brush card into the housing, which then, because it spins, it just all gets hot and melts everything. So what we're going to do, we're just going to desolder these two wires once the iron's hot. I'm going to solder those two onto this motor, which is in the other grinder. She seems all sweet, but there's no power getting from the battery through the switch to the other side. So we'll get rid of that whole combo that doesn't look like it works, and basically just solder two wires, put it all back together and see if it'll run. This one looks good. Was spinning nice and freely when it was all together. I won't turn it so it doesn't pop out of the brush holder. We'll probably put this gearbox back on it. Would have been nice to use a tidier looking case. As you can see, it's fibre reinforced ABS, and it has cooked that bearing because of the plaster dust and shredded it. Plaster dust, bad for grinder. If you buy a brushless one, you might not have so many issues, but these ones suck the air clean through the motor. That's what happens. Which sucks because it would have been really nice to use this nice, neat case. But cement sheet or plaster dust done that for sure. So I'll get this unsoldered and resoldered. Wait for that to warm up. I don't like heating it up too fast with the turbo trigger. Wait for that to warm up and I'll get it soldered and I'll come back. Alright, so it's back together. All good. Motor drives. But it's really bound up and tight in here somewhere. So we'll pull the case back apart and have another look, but I'm not sure why it's making that kind of noise. Couldn't see any way to change the angle when it comes out of the case. This little clip here that holds I think it's made to hold that bearing up and forward. Just see she's really tight. to listen to my own rules. Pull the battery out first. I think it has to just be the rotor rubbing. So the rotor's not getting suspended true, if that makes sense. It's got a flat side on the brush pack there, which is sweet. Notch in the, yeah, the notch is lined up, is it? The bearing casing in this one doesn't look like anything's chopped out or whatever. Try again. Took me a few goes to getting the switch in there right. But you just got to do it as you shut it. Just like that. You get him close to right as you put it together. I'm not actually stalling that out, I'm just stopping as it gets to the kind of catch point. Still feeling quite draggy. Sweet, there it is. Lots of movement. So we'll have to probably lube that gearbox again after we test this because there's bugger all lube in it. But maybe the gearboxes are holding it in a different position. Or it might just be dead. Like, we may have to come to terms with that. Get that torque screw back in. All looks lined up pretty nice. Oh, that's spinning for you. Oh, we might be onto something. Yeah, if you were guessing that that's possibly cow shit, I reckon it is cow shit. 100% off a farm. Which like, kind of surprises me. In Milwaukee stuff I'm generally seeing get used by plumbers, builders, electricians. Oh yeah. She's fixed, boys. That's her. Awesome. That's a good result. So we'll open up the gear housing. You won't mistake these screws, they're a machine head. little flat washers. That's the gearbox. Oh wow. How does that survive? Look, near no grease in that. I'll show you. I'll open the other one. Where's the other one? Hey. I reckon this one has been used to cut cement sheet and plaster. I reckon it's had a way better life. The dust's just killed the bearings in the actual motor. So if we can get this one in there. I'm not going to use it for much, it's just going to be the backup in case my good one dies. Slash maybe chuck it out the shed. See, look at the grease in there. That's Mickey Mouse. Bit in the needle roller. There's a little needle roller bearing in the bottom there. That's what we're all about. That poor gear housing gets put under a lot of stress and a lot of speed. Just goes to show you how fast these brush motors spin. Because there's not a huge difference between, like obviously crown and wheel and pinion. You've got a reasonable ratio difference. But it's not that big of a difference size wise. Perfect. Push that into the needle roller bearing there. 1, 2, 3. Sorry, this is a long video now, guys, but it's kind of been pretty interesting. Ten Ugga Duggas. Oh, that was far. So we're swapping gear sets back. Something about the position of that doesn't like it. That's why I didn't like that gear head in the first place. Put the old one back on and see what happens. Bloody hell. You've seen this twice. That's harsh, but the disc lock works. Couple of nuts and she's ready to go. Couple of nuts and a cut off or a grinding wheel or whatever. Give it a big blast of the egg, press it tomorrow. She's a goer, guys. Thank you so much for watching. That's what's happened. The bearing casing's flogged out of this one. Keep the dust out of your brushed grinders. It'll flog the bearing case out, then that ABS will stick on the actual spindle, spin around and bash everything up in there. It'll wreck the brush card and then it'll bring your grinder to a screaming halt. You know, I don't know if you get that through warranty or what, but yeah, the gearboxes seem to be a little bit different, although they look the same. I'm not sure how or why, but we've got a good old M18 They called M18? No. HD18. Angle grinder 125.